From Rixie, this is Debuff, and I'm your host, Steve Skeels.
$29?
Hey guys. Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Hey guys.
Welcome back. It's been a while.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, welcome back to this episode of
It's
Debuff.
been a week.
I feel like I guess it's worth saying we're probably doing like once a month and then gaming unless we feel like the doing something else.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been in here.
Yeah. Feels like a I don't know, an event for me.
If it gets too hot, let me know.
Back by the sign.
Like
Thanks,
you said.
Maddie.
Yeah. We kind of I told this to them at some point. Like I was like, last year we did an episode every week, and it's more work than playing games. It's almost equal work, but like
You don't get to play games.
yeah, I have a formula with playing games that like I essentially I edit the whole thing because what I do is I put it into this big long compound and I use my keyboard to switch between the angles. And then I just clip each one and put bookends on it, and it's pretty simple. And this editing this isn't necessarily hard, but we spent a whole year doing it. I was like, let's fucking switch it up, because that can get monotonous if you're doing a podcast every week. And with every podcast, 5 clips and 5 shorts, and I was just trying to. I find that I think that we're gonna see better results if we just have fun, be ourselves, not try to fit some crazy schedule. Like at some point in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna be like, guys, we're gonna fucking take a break for a week or two. Like I'm going to the beach at some point. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want it to
Did you put in a request for time off? I didn't approve that.
I haven't yet, but I'm just letting you know that it is coming at some point.
I'm gonna need that by end of the week.
Just keep checking your emails. It's gonna come through. No, but it's all about having fun. I think last year was like, oh, let's fucking go crazy and let's do it every week. But
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
It's been fun playing Stardew.
yeah. And we'll at some point.
Yeah, we should probably
change
just
that
not
up.
even do this today and just play Stardew today.
It's this episode.
Stardew Mobile.
Yeah. You said you wrote down some stuff. You said you had a TikTok.
Yeah, let's do the TikTok first. A little little opening.
How did you send it to me?
I sent it in text to both of you. Should I have emailed it?
Yeah.
I send it to myself.
Send
Give
it
me
to my
a little
business
forward.
Business address.
What is it a boot?
So I found this TikTok channel just, scrolling. I don't go on TikTok that much anymore, but I stopped when I saw this dude named Smokin' Patties is the TikTok account. And he goes to different restaurants and like mostly burgers, but I've seen him eat burritos and other random shit. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say because I just want you guys to watch it and see. It's not like gross or anything, but I want to see a reaction to this man's. And you don't even really need to watch the whole video, but
We're here at Fat Frank's to try the double bacon cheeseburger. Let's give it a look. Apparently it's
Fat
Wagyu
burger.
beef though.
Wagyu.
So that's what they say. It's fresh beef, man. I saw them cook it up. But let's open it up. It's got tomatoes, pickles, lettuce, bacon, cheese, and yeah, that's it. Let's give it a taste.
Oh my god, is he gonna eat the whole burger right now?
Yeah,
Dude,
dude.
what?
Every place he goes, he just like inhales the burger.
Is he like a food champion or something?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I didn't look further into
Wow.
it because it was just funnier for me to not know and just
Oh my
watch him.
gosh.
Everything he does, he just beasts it, and I just thought it was so funny because I thought I was about to watch like a review of the burger, and he just faces the burger.
Dude,
everywhere, and how fucking
he doesn't
big
even
that
look
was.
like he's enjoying it.
Dude,
He's
I mean,
like,
that's a fat burger.
Yeah.
That's like a fucking
Dude,
big
That's why I
burger.
chose
Look at
that
those
one because I
burgers.
was like, this is the one I saw, and I was like, holy shit.
He looks like he's in pain now.
yeah.
But that's what's funny. Like, I can not even tell like when he's swallowing.
He looks.
Yeah.
For those listening,
That beef was excellent, man. That was the best. Nice and charred. It tasted just perfect, though. The whole thing, the whole burger, I have to give 4.6 out of 5. 4.6 out of 5, my highest score right now. You gotta check this burger out. You gotta come and
is
try.
he Canadian?
Go.
Yeah, he has to be.
Check this burger out.
Dude, yeah, I mean, he could
Holy
be a
fuck,
like
dude.
champion eater or something. I don't know, but I just thought that was so funny because, like, that's all of his videos is burritos and burgers and stuff, and he smashes
faces it.
them. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, dude, that is fucking hilarious.
yeah. I was, dude, I was dying the first time I saw that because I was like not expecting it at all.
What are the comments like? Oh, you're really just gonna eat the whole thing now?
Some of them are, but like I don't know. It's one of those things where I can't tell if people have been following him long enough that they aren't commenting on that as much as you would think.
Dude, that's so funny, dude. TikTok, it's so like I spend a lot of time like curating TikToks for Maddie, and so I think the TikTok algorithm has slowly been changing for me, because I believe, this is my opinion. I could be wrong. I think that the TikTok algorithm thinks that if somebody likes a lot of dog videos or cat videos, that their gender is female. That's because what's happened is that all of my ads have been female oriented. Like, buy this dress, buy this like menstrual pad, and it's like, okay, so I think the TikTok algorithm thinks that I'm a woman, and that's because I'm partially or identify as a female. Is partially like is getting things for her.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I feel like I don't think it asks ever for your gender, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, I could see that, or at the very least, I don't know that it assumes you are, but it's seeing the kinds of videos you're liking, and maybe it is predominantly like female audience that's going for those things.
Well, it's funny because like I would say half of the videos I'm liking are meant to be either downloaded and sent to her or showed to her at some point. And that's really, it's interesting because it's like, man, that TikTok algorithm knows enough to think that I might like be a female watcher. You know?
Yeah.
But like, do you guys have anything like that with the algorithm? That's like, it's like, man, this is weird and kind of uncanny.
I feel like it's. I haven't used TikTok in a while, but I feel like that's just at targeted ads, right? Like it's the same idea as like cookie tracking to me inside of, TikTok. Our Pi hole. We have a network-wide ad blocker.
PIHOLE.
Yeah, Pi hole. Was broken for a while, and Danielle sent me links to men's rings, and I clicked the link, and every fucking ad for like the next week until I fixed the Pi hole because I was so tired of it was the same like 12 rings over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, and I think that's just to me it's what TikTok I think does in tracking your. It's the same idea for advertisements. I feel like is how TikTok curates their videos, and maybe I don't know, right? Like, but that's just how it feels to me because like you spend 45 seconds watching this TikTok that you think Maddie will like, and maybe you click download or maybe you click share, right? And then it's like, okay, well you interacted with this twice, you watched it for longer,
and people who like that usually,
yeah. I mean, I don't like again. I don't necessarily think it assumes you're female. It's just associating these things where
I'm making a generalization for sure.
It's interesting that it doesn't take that much. Like you said, maybe 50% of your videos. So now you're getting like random things that you're not interested in that you wouldn't show her. Yeah. Maybe it'll find out you don't need to share the menstrual pad videos. But
it's funny because I might have already said this, so stop me if I did. I might have said it on this podcast, but for a while I was getting, I would like these like Latin American creators who were like making pretty Latin American Latin jokes that I only understood because it was Spanglish, and it started sending me full Spanish non-translated
Yeah.
TikToks because I was liking a number of different things
Yeah.
from like, Spanish speaking creators.
Yeah, I mean,
To the point where I was like, I honestly can't follow this.
I started getting a lot of I don't even know how to describe them, but they'd be like Japanese or Korean students in like their school making TikToks, but they weren't like dances and stuff, maybe here and there, but it was a lot of like, it appeared to be like a group of friends that were making videos and messing with each other, doing things, and it was all, there's no English, so I don't know what's going on in it really, but I kept getting these, and I was like, it's just because I like anime shit or whatever, and then maybe some of the people that like the videos I do like
That's
that
what I was gonna
stuff
say.
too.
Like, yeah, if you like any
Stuff for like Japanese culture. I mean, because I also do like some of the English videos of people showing like other countries, like Asian countries and stuff, what they're doing there. So maybe they just are like, hey, do you maybe also like this stuff? No?
Yeah.
Okay, we won't show it for a couple weeks again.
Do you ever feel like sometimes the algorithm is so hyper specific that it like, I know we've talked about this, but like it almost like kind of hurts your feelings. Like, man,
Well,
this
no,
is
so there wasn't there a
accurate.
reply all? So somebody who talked about this recently.
It might have been reply all.
It was like this woman who was like, it knew I had this like hyper specific disease.
Yes.
Yeah, like
It was
or no, it
reply
was
all.
burp. I can't burp or something like that.
Or it's like pain from burping.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it started feeding her videos of other people who had the same.
That's wild.
Yeah, like,
Dude.
and honestly, it feels almost like chance to me. Like, but because how would they know that, right? Like that was her question.
Yes. And
Honestly, like I'm sad to hear that Reply All is now dead. If you didn't know that,
Like,
now you know,
completely?
like completely dead. They're done.
when did this come out?
Maybe a week or two ago. The what's
I
his
watched
name?
the-
Alex was the last one. Alex Goldman was the holdout, and
What did he do?
he was like, I'm having kids, like, or I have kids. It's more important for me to spend time with them. Like,
I wonder
yeah.
what he's doing now, or wonder what he will do.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
did you listen to like the NFT one? I think that was the
no,
last one.
I don't think I've listened. I haven't listened to him in a while, honestly.
They're
was
so sparse.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
every 3 months.
Yeah.
They did like 4 episodes last year, dude.
Yeah, our fans are probably pissed at
man.
us now because we're only doing one a month, but
You know.
know.
Well, maybe they'll get 12 a year.
well, sorry, fans.
Yeah, that is so weird though. Like,
I mean, I think that like I do think some of it's chance. Like that seems like almost too much information for TikTok to have known at all, right? Other than like maybe reading every text you've ever sent, and if you've ever sent that in a text message,
or if you Google it,
or yeah,
I can't remember what
you type
the-
into,
like
yeah.
what the conclusion was.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since that one, but anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I do think that there's. I mean, even I feel like Twitter's fucking algorithm sucks. I'll say that. Like,
The ad algorithm is so
it's
weird.
The ads, and then if you go to the Explore page, every fucking time I go to the Explore page, I hide the same things and I say, "Show me less of this."
Yes.
and it's The Sopranos. Do you guys get The Sopranos? I've never watched The Sopranos.
Topics.
Yeah,
I get Post Malone,
Post Malone is another one I get all the time.
and I get
Taylor Swift was one I get a lot.
There was one other.
I don't even know that I don't really
Dude,
like Twitter
so
like that.
If you
I-
go to the Discover and you scroll down past the trending topics, it was
Yeah,
Post
let me see.
Malone and it was
Even-
something
The
else.
Sopranos,
Dude.
Rez. I get Rez a lot.
Rez the DJ.
Yeah, REZZ, which like I'm not a big fan. Adam Sandler, another one I get all the time. Post Malone.
What, is this on the For You?
So
like,
no, the search. Click the one that looks
Twitter?
like a little
Yeah, the search.
magnifying glass. Yeah, and then scroll down past all of the
to where it says like For
yeah,
You.
Magic the Gathering. Yeah. Elden Ring.
It's not going past the trending topics.
Oh well. That's what I had.
Let's go to top trends, see if that changes it. Yeah, it was so weird. Like, it was Sonic. I was getting a lot of Sonic.
Uh,
I can't see it right now. I think they
mine are all
literally-
shit that I would follow.
They just changed the UI.
I got like Final Fantasy, Square Enix, Kingdom Hearts, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Persona. Are these ones that I have followed?
No,
Yeah.
no, that's the
No,
thing.
they're
They're
suggest-
suggested.
yeah, they're
It's the
suggested.
same fucking thing every time I go. Post Malone, Adam Sandler, The Sopranos, Elden Ring, and then what was the other one I said that was another video game that I've never played. Anyway,
yeah, I don't
all
barely
of those
remember
things,
ever.
all of
liking
those
anything
things I do not have like I there's one of them that there's like I have a minor interest in.
Dude, you know what I've been
which
seeing?
was maybe Elden Ring and Magic the Gathering, which I've never played, probably never will,
You
but
should.
Well, dude, I what I've been
best card
seeing,
game.
you're obviously more active on Twitter, but for the longest time that I can remember, Twitter, like in timeline ads have always been on the main timeline, and when you go into replies, you usually don't see ads, right? When you go into a reply of a tweet,
oh no, it's at the bottom now. They started putting ads at the
they
bottom.
started putting ads in between.
Oh yeah.
I was like Joe Biden tweeted something today about, or it might have been yesterday. Joe Biden about gun control, and I was curious. I was like, what are the
people
what are some
saying?
of the nuts gonna say?
What
in
are the
these
people saying?
replies? And like it was like 3 or 4 down. It was like, it's like play Dragon Quest, and it was like, what?
You should.
And it's so weird because it looks like a reply,
Yeah.
but it's not. And it right at tiny little bottom it says promoted.
Yeah, I hate
weird.
that, dude.
I always have to check. I'm like, oh, it's promoted. Same with Reddit.
Yeah. On the Reddit app I use, I can hide the
Oh,
ad
really?
posts. Yeah.
That's
Reddit
nice.
is fun. Is the app.
Yeah, I need to try that instead of regular Reddit app.
Yeah,
But
regular Reddit, the Redditor app sucks.
Yeah, I just have whatever the iOS
Yeah.
one is.
Yeah, try Reddit is fun. It's on iOS too.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I'm like 99% sure it is.
I'll have to check it.
well,
What'd you have on your list?
So
yeah, we're 20 minutes in bullshitting.
yeah,
Dude, we're
this
fucking
is
bullshitting.
another one where I know Sean loves that we talk about like TV and movies and stuff.
But
But
go for it, man.
I just
film
want this
buff.
has to do with video games though. So after I watched
Steve?
Severance, I forgot to unsubscribe to Apple Plus
Oh.
immediately. So I got a month of it, and I'm like, what else is on here so I don't feel like I wasted my money? I watched Mythic Quest.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
I thought you were going to say Foundation.
No, I've heard that's good, but this has to do with video games.
I know about it. I have never watched it. I know it's Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny.
And Charlie Day, I think, also created it, and someone else.
Really? I didn't know that.
Sean, do you know anything about it?
No.
Okay, so it's basically a video game company making an MMO called Mythic Quest. Rob McKinley's character Ian, spelled I-A-N, just Ian, is like the
It's
creative
not Ian?
director. There's a part about that later, but in the show, but
You're not that
I won't
guy.
spoil that. It's Ian, and the whole time I was like, "What the fuck?" He's the creative director. He's wacky guy, like he plays in It's Always Sunny, like totally like conceited, thinks he's the greatest and all this. But it's about making this MMO. It's pretty funny. I just I saw it. I'm like, yeah, this could be good. I'll check it out. But there's one episode that felt like super random because it had nothing to do with the main plot at all. It was just one episode about dude and a girl. I can't remember what the actor and actress name are. I've seen him in other stuff, but anyways, the whole point of the episode is it's a dude goes and like flirts with the girl in a video game store, and she's all like, all these games suck and blah blah, and he's like, well, if there's no game that is out that you want to play, why don't you make the game that like you envision? So they team up and make a video game because he was a video game creator. They make a company and they make this game called Dark Quiet Death, and it's like her perfect game. It's one of those like survival horror things where you can't kill the monster. And you watch them go throughout the years of like the first, second, third game's release or whatever, and or maybe it's the first and the sequel, but whatever it was, they made the game. The first one's exactly what they wanted. Then they get more money and they try to like reach a wider audience. So they start doing things, adding to the game to take away the like. So now it's like, well, we play test and people would really like if you could kill the monsters. And she's like, well, that's not what I wanted. That's not the vision. That's the whole point is you're not supposed to be able to do that. So they compromise and they add in stuff so that you can like temporarily take the monsters out. But basically, long story short, as it goes, they have to keep compromising and finally end up with like a game that is
so
not
far.
what they wanted. And it's really interesting to see from like a show doing this and just walking through with characters I didn't even know from the beginning of the episode to the end. Like I felt really bad. Like they end up splitting up because of their, creative differences. Like the guy is just like, we could make a lot of money if we open it up, and they end up getting like a movie deal that's like totally not even what the game is. Like girl rolls up with a shotgun and starts blowing up monsters. It's like the opposite. It's in the daylight. It's like not dark. It's not quiet, and you don't die because you're killing the monsters. It was so funny, and I think it's a really cool way to show the problem that people always have with sequels and games and stuff. We're like, this isn't what I wanted anymore. And
yeah, kind of the indie game dev
and
journey.
this game is, or the show is like, I don't know if it's how much of it they have to do with it, but it's like Ubisoft Studios, like they wanted to make a show. And so a lot of the footage is from like Ubisoft games, and sometimes they get, I guess, you know, somebody to allow them to use like small footage from other games and stuff. Just between like, between scenes and shit, they'll show reels, but then they helped with like the CG and stuff for the like video game scenes where it shows off the MMO. But it was funny because it's Ubisoft, and the game that I thought of while I was watching that episode was Assassin's Creed, where when the first game came out, the whole thing was like, you don't want to be seen, you don't want to like really get into combat. You can, but the whole point is to like sneak around, find your targets, kill the target, and get out. You know, stealthy game. And then now where it's at is it's a full-on action RPG where you're getting into fights. There's boss enemies that you have to take down.
It's a far reach from the original.
Yeah. And so I just thought it was funny because it's Ubisoft, and that's the game I was thinking of when I was watching this episode. I'm like, I remember playing the first Assassin's Creed, and yeah, sure, by today's standards, it's probably not like, you know, anything crazy. I don't know that it holds up really that well in general because it's pretty repetitive. But at the time, I was like, this game's so sick. And now,
I mean, it was pretty revolutionary, I feel like, at the time.
But now when you go, if you were to play Valhalla, it's just straight up an action RPG. Like,
yeah, that's so funny.
even the story has like gotten
I feel like
away
we're
from.
trying to do more like a Thief.
Well, it's like
recreation
isn't it
with
kind of like a time thief?
So the thing is that in the
I've
original,
never played them, so
in the original, I haven't played any of the newer ones, so you know, correct me when I'm wrong about something. But the original games, you played as a guy, Desmond, who you would like. They put him in the Animus, where they could connect to his ancestors' memories. It was all like memories or carried through the blood, and they were trying to like get some information about the past. So you're basically playing through your ancestors' memories about like the assassins and all this stuff. So they ended up like getting rid of that. I don't really know what's going on now because I haven't played, but like I know they killed off that guy, and I'm pretty sure they're mostly done with that future stuff, because I know the original plan was like it was going to move like into the future and you were going to play as him, and they even said stuff about like assassins in space, like it was supposed to progress, but the historical thing was like the main draw that they were like, we can't really do that.
I remember like every game for the first few years was like a progression in time to like a different like, you know, era of like, oh, this is the industrial era, and this was the, you know,
they did the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
They had so I mean, it's just interesting because I do feel like people crap on studios, and like there's a lot of stuff, not that I've ever made a game, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into video games, and you know, as much as it's like it's not about money, I mean they're businesses, it is about money. Even small indie companies
exactly
like don't want to make a game and make no dollars from it. Some people it's a passion project, they probably don't care, but they're not going to be making these huge AAA games, and it was just really interesting to see the show do that, and not like it was just interjected.
I was gonna say, was there any connection?
So that it was like the guy and the girl, when they buy their office space, they like carve their names into one of the pillars, and it turns out to be the same studio that Mythic Quest is doing it in. So they make a reference to like the carving on the wall or on the pillar, and like how that was like the two of the characters, like they're the team, you know, and they say, well, what happened to them? It's like, oh, the dude didn't listen and fucked up his game and all this, but it's such a side comment.
Yeah, it's washed down to like one line.
Yeah, but it's hilarious that they input that. It was like they had an idea that they wanted to talk about, so they just made an episode that had pretty much nothing to do with the story.
I wanted to ask you, do you feel like this show is like, if Silicon Valley is to you know, big tech San Fran, like would you say Mythic Quest is like, you know, to like the game industry? Like, do you feel like there's parallels there?
I would say yes, but I do think like I don't know. While you watch it, I feel like they have like video game development as the theme, right? But like, it's not like they get into any kind of depth about how things are really done. But they do talk about all different parts of the job. Like they have the art team who are like constantly talking about how they're like overworked and shit like that, and the game testers that are basically just like, they want to get out of that game testing, just like a foot in the door type deal to some of them. And but I mean, they have all different aspects of it, and they do talk about like a part of the arc in the story is like launching into the next expansion and disagreements between the two main characters basically, and how they go about that. And so yes, but same with Silicon Valley, where like it's like a high level view of kind of what goes on. I mean, in Silicon Valley, they do try to like describe how the algorithms work and stuff, but they, I mean, you don't learn how big tech works necessarily from watching it, but it's high level.
Everything that I've heard about the reason
I did
asked
watch
is 'cause,
that.
Yeah, like people who have watched it that are in that space have always said like, this is upsettingly true.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's probably fair, but
I still need to watch it.
yeah, I do think where that's like kind of trying to show more about like
It's really good.
from startup to big business and like the adventure that goes along with that and the roadblocks and different shit you can get into. Like that's a really that paints a pretty good picture of like what that actual process is, where Mythic Quest is they are already like the most successful video game MMO when the show starts. I will say, spoilers, I don't know how it's going to go, but at the end of season 2, the two main characters are like, yeah, we're going to leave and work on our own thing because Mythic Quest is basically done. So I don't really know where it's going to go now because the show's called Mythic Quest.
And it's a comedy, right?
Yeah.
A dramedy,
Yeah.
if you
I
will.
mean, it's
A drama comedy.
pretty much all
a
funny.
dramedy.
There's some serious stuff in it. Like there was a couple times where it got pretty serious. But just like any of these shows where it's funny, but there's
like a lesson to be had.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like Silicon Valley.
Yeah, no, and I think it is. I think that's a pretty fair comparison. Just like I said, Silicon Valley, I think, really does a good job of the process of starting with an idea and like how do you get money and like angel investors and stuff like that to create a business, and how do you keep it together. And some people aren't, made out for that. Like,
Fun fact about Silicon Valley, creator of the show is...
Debuff.
Do you know the creator of Silicon Valley?
I think I did at one point, but
Mike Judge. Mike Judge is known for Office Space, King of the Hill,
Wow.
Beavis and Butthead.
Wow.
and
I've never watched Beavis and Butthead, but
Idiocracy. You guys ever see that film?
no, I've never seen that.
on like Comedy Central reruns all
And
the time.
it's such a stretch. Like, he's always been super talented, but like,
Yeah, that's a weird show.
It's-
I wouldn't think of that.
exactly, it's like I don't see the King of the Hill guy doing Silicon Valley, but
No.
like, God, he nailed it.
That is a good show. I would recommend that. But
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill,
King of Hill's
Dude,
good too.
it's
I know you guys
great
like that a
fucking
lot.
show,
but-
dude.
dude. Texas animation. It's so weird.
It's great, dude, and it's huge in Japan.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't
like
know that.
the Japanese the Japanese translation or
The like dubbing.
Japanese dubbed
Yeah.
versions of King of the Hill are insane. Like, watch them, and the voice acting is way crazier than the English voice acting. Which
Wow.
I mean makes sense. I mean, I feel like anime has a lot more exaggeration when it comes to like how
Yeah.
people talk. But for some reason in King of the Hill, like watching it dubbed is so fucking weird. So
Yeah, well, I imagine it's
yeah,
crazy.
I would definitely
You, Sean, you want to talk about that fucking SP, bre?
Oh yeah, so I modded a Game Boy SP with an IPS display, and I put a flash cart in it, and it's pretty cool. Steve, do you remember this game?
Yes.
Tell me if you remember that game.
I think I saw it when you sent did you send this in your picture? Yeah, boy.
So I've been playing more. Like I've not been playing many. Last time we were here, I was not playing anything.
Stupid.
And I've been playing more like older games that I used to play. Nostalgia. Yeah, and so that game.
Is this on the Mega Drive?
It was
Game
on.
Gear?
It was on the Game Gear.
Yeah.
VR Troopers, and it was a TV show. And it was like I feel like a competitor to Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot like
you said VR Troopers?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
And like they had, I mean,
like
dude,
Kamen Rider and shit.
yeah,
Dude, Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs, exactly, like that same type of fucking VR. Yeah, dude.
VR
so that was
Troopers.
the first fighting game I ever played, and so
Can you just show it to me? I don't want to play
We had
it.
a Power Rangers
I
fighting
just
game.
want to
yeah,
see what it
and so I
looks like.
downloaded the Game Gear Power Rangers game too. But so
Sorry, I turned it off.
No, you're cool. So I will say the mod was not that hard to do. I will say the only problem I have is the buttons, and they could just be I bought shitty buttons. But where's the Game
So
Gear?
funny. Yeah, VR Troopers, I'm pretty sure, like, Power Rangers were just, they would take the Japanese footage of Power Rangers and just dub it.
That
And
was
then
VR
they would-
Troopers.
For
Power Rangers.
Like, for Power Rangers, there was a show
Oh,
in
yeah.
Japan that was
Super
Power Rangers.
Sentai.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took the Japanese battle footage and dubbed that, but then they put the like American
Yeah.
like
So-
teenager bullshit in there.
So I've been
Yeah.
trying to go back to play like games that like I remember back in the day, like VR Troopers, Sonic Adventure, or
Is this
sorry, Sonic 2.
Is this like a fighter?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a fighting game. Oh, that was the first fighting game I ever played. And then the Sonic 2, and then all of the Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games I've been trying to go back and put on there to play. But I will say it's a super addictive hobby. I have 2 more Game Boys lined up to mod. I have a Game Boy Advance and then a Game Boy Color. I ordered parts from Funny Playing, which is the company that makes like pretty decent displays and parts for the Game Boy. And ordering them from them directly is way cheaper. So if either of you want your Game Boys modded, I know you have a pretty decent OG one I would not touch.
Yeah, I'll
But
probably
if you
keep that.
get a fucking broken one and I'll fix it. I know that you have the SP still. Oh, I mean, I guess I have it. Did I give it back to you?
I said that I didn't want it back
Yeah.
yet because a while back in the lost episode of Debuff, I showed off a Game Boy Advance I bought that was already
have it?
modded. Yeah, it is. I only really bought it because I thought about getting one, and we don't have our old Game Boy Advance anymore. But this one I found was like a
Did we lose this footage or something?
yeah. That's what I said. The lost episode was the one that I don't remember what happened, but this was a Final Fantasy Tactics Advance shell, which was one of Sean and I's like most played Game Boy Advance game, probably the most played game we had.
It's actually in my pouch right now, dude.
Yeah, I do have my copy of that, so I didn't put it on here. But
I've heard enough there, fella.
I saw it and I was like, damn, I really want that. And like I was thinking about trying to buy one and just get the shell,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find the shell like anywhere when I searched.
Dude,
it's
so-
hard to
I showed you the $40 Mega Man one, right?
yeah.
And like that one.
Because I think I saw that one like pre-modded on like Etsy or something when I was trying to find this one.
And I think I'll buy the shell. I think that the shells are a limited run, man. Like I think that that's the thing because when I go to
Can I
like
look at it one more time?
Funny Playing and go
Please.
right to their website, the direct from manufacturer, there's cases that are sold out and like buttons that are sold out from the manufacturer.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that.
Dude, the shell is so fucking dope.
I know the
So
Mega
this is
Man one.
it's aftermarket.
Yeah,
This is like a
yeah,
it's
a fan made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will say, if anyone's interested in that Game Boy one, RetroGameStudio.com is where I bought it. It seemed kind of sketch because they only have like a couple Game Boys. I couldn't find much about it. And it's on sale, $219 right now. That's where I bought it. And I mean, it got here and it works.
So-
It's in pretty
This is the one that I think I'm gonna get
good
for
condition.
if when I get my own SP.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah,
Look at the
I did
monitor.
see that
dude,
one, like I
is it
said,
transparent
pre-modded.
too?
A little bit.
That's so dope. Dude,
So-
if we're talking about handhelds,
So
Yeah, so
so
finish your piece.
the thing is, It's an expensive hobby. It's really fun. It's
I wouldn't
not
make
that
it a hobby
hard.
unless you're gonna sell
It's
them.
not that hard. Like and so
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
mean
not.
yes, Steve. So I have two that I the guy at the collector's den. So this really cool shop just opened up near us. And it's like a online store / store in person where it's just, retro stuff, retro games. They have weird like old 90s toys.
They have clothing too.
Really old retro stuff, like just collector's items. And I told them I modded my SP, and I saw on the back they had two Game Boy Advance devices. And the next time I went in after I showed him this and told him all about it, he was like, "Yo," he gave it to me. He was like, "Take this home and mod it and bring it back."
That's cool.
That would be a cool side hustle.
Yeah, and so if what I'm hoping, here's my goal, right?
Implicitly.
If it sells in like a week, like if someone were to buy it in a week, like that would mean there's demand for it here. And he did tell me that another person came in like 3 days after I did with a modded Game Boy. It was like, I just did this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I thought was fucking funny, right? And I think there are people around here or who are visiting here who are interested in playing older games. And so
Everyone, dude, yeah.
I'm thinking if I give him this and it sells like in the first week, right? He was like, just tell me what I need to get. And if I were to order like 10 displays off Funny Playing and have, buy 10 fucking, that's a decent chunk of change. If I were to buy 10 broken Game Boy Advances and 10 displays and sell them. And I mean, honestly, buying from Funny Playing directly is way cheaper. And I think I would probably only do it advanced devices.
Like how much cheaper? Like what's percentage ballpark?
All right, so when I bought all the parts for this, which I'm not super happy with this shell. It looks silver.
I mean, it looks.
It's a little glossy.
It looks
pearl
like white.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looks shiny. It's pearl white for
You
sure.
thought it was gonna be.
I thought it was
bright
gonna be pure white.
Yeah.
And
I'll take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean,
I'll take it.
I want to replace the shell already, but like it's I don't know, it's addictive. It's unfortunately like I'm seeing all these parts, like all these colors, and I'm like, my God, I could fucking just get a different color for this.
Dude, you're a tinkerer.
And yeah, I mean, it sucks, man. Anyway, either one of you get me a Game Boy, buy me the parts, get them from Funny Playing directly. I paid $90 for all the parts for this. I ended up buying another set of buttons. Yeah, so I already owned the Game Boy. It was broken. The screen was
screen,
shattered.
battery, buttons, new shell.
Screen, battery, buttons, new shell, $90 buying from a US distributor, which was Handheld Legend was where I bought them from. And then I bought white buttons and a white case, and they didn't match, so I bought the black buttons. And
how much would it be if you bought it from Funny Playing?
Yeah,
it would have been so Funny Playing. I bought a case. I didn't buy battery. So I didn't buy a battery for them either one because I'm not doing a battery mod. But I bought new buttons, new shell, new display, new membranes for a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advance for $120. I mean,
he got more. He got different things too.
So yes, I didn't do exactly the same. Like if I were to buy the exact same parts from China, it'd probably be, I'd say, half the price for this one. I mean, that makes sense. But to buy two parts for like $30 more than what I bought parts for one is crazy. And I did buy two separate sets of buttons for this one. So I'm not factoring that in. I bought another pair of $7 buttons versus and honestly, the thing that sucks about the SP is it's so thin, and I don't know why they haven't figured out how to get the buttons exactly right. But if you press B or A and twist, you can get the button stuck. But that only has happened to me in like Metroid, where I'm like,
fidgeting.
Yeah. So I will say maybe. If you're gonna do higher quality parts. I'd probably do higher quality parts for this one, but
not bad.
I don't know, man. I'm happy with it. It's a nice little device that you and I were talking about. That you got the EverDrive and I bought the EzFlash, and yours has way fucking better battery life from what I saw. I think mine has a little more features.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Which I think almost would wonder if battery life would be better to have, but
Well,
I think it depends on what you have, right? Because for an unmodded, no battery Advance, I would want the most battery life I can get.
That's
out
why
of
I
those
did
double A's.
I also I think I checked in before. I'm pretty sure this emulates. I think they can emulate the same things because
Yes.
it's just what Game Boy's powerful enough to run, right? But it's like you can do cheats and save states on the EzFlash, which is nice. But I was thinking I don't really care that much. Save states could be nice sometimes, but
It
the
still
battery
feels
life-
like choice paralysis to me, though, right? Like, I felt like when I modded this and I only had the games I could play, that I had to make a choice and put it in and play it for a bit. Whereas like now it's like I have the choice to turn it off and play a different game, which sucks.
Yeah, welcome to when I hacked my PSP when I was like 12.
Dude, I mean, it's just it fucking
dude.
sucks.
That's
to,
why
like,
that's why I don't beat games anymore.
yeah, I mean, so that sucks. But like, I guess it is cool that like I can. The one thing that I'll say that's this isn't even the same cart. The EzFlash you can definitive edition has
Do we have that?
NOR flash built into it, so you can. There's a tiny little switch on the side.
Yeah,
And you can flip it to make this just act like a single game, and you don't even need an SD card in it to run and act like a single game, which I thought was pretty fucking crazy. Which I don't know if like that would have problems with the battery life or like whatever, but I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
It's a cool little device, man. I mean, I don't know. I can't fucking see it.
Yeah. No, they're both good. I mean, when I was looking into it, it was basically like everyone that I was reading about said it just comes down to what you want. And with the Game Boy Advance, I bought rechargeable batteries, but
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to like worry as soon as it got on red that I was fucked if I was really in the middle of a game.
Have you seen the USB-C batteries?
Yeah.
Which I think are pretty cool.
Those are dope,
I
dude.
kind of want
I
them. They're
thought you would
expensive
have
as
it.
fuck, but
Yeah.
they're cool. Like they're just a rechargeable battery, but has a USB-C cable on it. That would be what I would want to fucking buy if I were to get one of those. And
Yeah, I
I've seen the
just went-
battery mods for them, but
I just went to Target and bought rechargeable batteries.
they have like USB-C mods for that, and
Yeah, I've seen that too. I'm not going to do it.
I'd love to,
And
but
like any Game Boy I saw with that was way more expensive than
so but that's what's crazy, man. I mean, you paid what?
so like 220
Yeah.
whatever shipping was on top of it.
I mean, that was list price $250, and they're selling for $200 now, right? Everywhere else on Etsy I saw is like $200 to $300.
They're crazy expensive.
Yeah, I mean,
but think about it though. So, like I said, $60 for a Game Boy donor board minimum, at least from what I've seen. Like every one that I've bid on ends at $60 on eBay, and I've lost every one. Minimum $60. And then parts, which is what, 40 to 60, $120, $100. So that's $100 profit.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
that-
if you sell it for the $250, which I think they probably could in the store, right?
yeah, I mean,
The real question is how much time would it take you? Because that's
It took me an hour to do this.
yeah. See, it's just convenience. People that like don't want to do that themselves. I mean, like I said, I only really bought it because of the shell,
Yeah.
and that got me because I'm like I can't find this anywhere else to do it myself if I wanted to do it for cheaper. But I mean, a lot of people are afraid to mess with their electronics, right? So it's not uncommon to do like 100% markup on anything.
Yeah.
Like twice the price of what it actually costs is not an unreasonable,
Ask. I mean, you had a lot of effort. I mean, it's not a lot of effort, but I mean, like, if I fuck up, I just ruined
Yeah.
a whole fucking like $120, right?
It also took you an hour, but somebody that's never opened up an electronic
Right.
before.
Yeah. I mean, I've opened up plenty of computers. I've done like 90%. The one thing I'll say I've never done before, which was hard. The hardest thing about this was getting the ribbon cable through the hinge.
that is a weird design.
Don't have to do that with the Game Boy.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Advance.
saying. It's just a flip over the top. And so with this one, the hinge was weird. You have to twist the cable and then push it through the hole and then put the cap on. Like, it's really fucking weird. Anyway, I will say, like, I feel like the last time I was here, I've been talking about I've been in a Game Funk. It's been kind of nice to, like, GameCube and Game Boy Advance, like, go backwards. Even Game Gear now go backwards and play older games that I feel like I either never finished or like I liked a lot, like Metroid Zero Mission. I've started again, and I'm like halfway through that, if not more than halfway. Final Fantasy Tactics I started again. Yu-Gi-Oh! I bought this one at the store at Collector's Den. The Eternal Duelist Soul. I bought a physical for that. Dylan says his copy won't save anymore, so I think that there's a fucking battery in
I
these
think
ones.
a lot of games have that. I mean, a lot of people's old Pokemon is
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, but
so
that-
the Game Boy Color games definitely did.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
games having that problem. But I think there are certain cartridges out there that did because of real-time clocks. Because this one has a battery
Yeah.
in it, and it's for the real-time clock. So I think this one probably had one because there's that calendar in that game. But I think the calendar advanced as you beat a day, or
Yeah.
beat a mission. Anyway, I just think it's cool to, you've already been on this fucking rabbit hole. It sucks. It's a scary rabbit hole.
Dude, the thing is, though, is I justify it because, I have a full-time job. I pay my bills. I have good credit. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm allowed to splurge. Like,
no,
I
I'm
mean,
not,
yeah,
I'm
you
not
know.
saying you
and-
can't. I'm just saying
and I know
it's
you're
a
not saying
rabbit
that.
hole, though. Like,
Yeah.
I've
Retro game.
done one fucking Game Boy mod,
And
and,
you're
I'm
like,
planning
fuck
the
yeah,
next
dude.
4.
You're
You know what I'm
itching.
saying? Like, I've bought parts for the 2 Game Boys that I have that are, like, I don't really, well, the one that I was given and the one that was a Game Boy Color that I don't remember how the fuck I got. And then I have Steve's SP and my SP, like the original. And I'm probably going to leave mine alone because I have this one now. I kind of want to mod it, though, just because I still would have the parts. But
Well, dude,
anyway.
I mean, you could easily sell them
Yeah, well, I don't know that I want to. That's
for
the
a good
problem.
price because, and that's what I want to talk about next.
Oh, yeah.
is
Go
the thing
ahead,
that
bro.
Is
I'm-
the thing that I bought. And
The
I think that this is worth
PSP
every
XL?
penny. So spending $220
The
or
new
$300
PSP XL?
on it is I think worth it. So I've kept this in frame. This is a PS2 Portable.
PS2P.
It is
PSP 2.
It is made by a person, I believe, in China who sells them on AliExpress. I saw a video about it. I think in like 2018.
Years ago, dude.
Maybe
You showed me this
2019.
so fucking long ago.
And thank God the listing is still on that video in the description. I'll put that on screen so you can check it out. Really great video. And for years I was like, I really can't I can't justify spending the money. Then I think it was more than I could be wrong. So for this one I paid $480.
That's a lot. That's actually cheaper than I
Did
thought.
you hear
it-
that?
Yeah,
Oh.
Because your laptop's closed.
that's cheaper than I thought it was going to be. Because let me just say, after you sent the
Yeah.
pictures to us, I
It's like a
looked up.
$600 device.
I looked up I found mod kits to do. It probably wasn't exactly this, but similar. And those on their own were like a couple $100. So I was like, there's no way.
Plus a PS2, plus
Yeah.
all the parts you need, plus
Yeah.
tools, plus...
So I was like, dude, this has to be
Dude,
like $600. Yeah.
This... No, I didn't even count parts or tools that I needed for this, right? Like,
Yeah.
that was like a $15 kit just to open this up. And then if I want to do the soldering, that's $30 plus, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's like,
Yeah.
that's like anything.
One
You'll
time.
have it forever.
But
ROI
still,
is
it's
big
like,
on that.
It's still like an expense you have to do for one fucking thing, right? If you are not going to make 20 of these, right? You're going to make one of
Yeah,
them if you were going to do it
exactly.
yourself.
Now, this thing is not perfect, but it does what it says it's supposed to do. This is for the, unindoctrinated. This is a PS2 that has been shaved down. The actual motherboard has been shaved down to fit into this shell. It is using a modded software that's usually done through the memory card slot called Free McBoot, where you can load games in ISO format. And this is not emulation. This is hardware. And so that's why it's more expensive, because this guy got really good at cutting down the PS2. I'm assuming it's the Slim.
Has to be.
because the fat PS2s were so much bigger. The buttons are 3D printed, which they're okay. They work. The buttons you have to mash them a little bit to get them to activate. But to my knowledge, this is a DualShock controller layout. These are actually the buttons for it.
Those definitely look like the joysticks.
Yeah, they feel like what I remember. The battery life, I haven't really killed it, but I'd like to think it's about... I think the guy on the video said it's about 3 to 4 hours.
That sounds about right.
Which is not great.
I mean, that's what the
but-
Switch was like for some games when it first...
I mean,
like,
Switches for Breath of the Wild is 2 hours.
Yeah,
I feel like you could get a little more out of it depending, like...
What game you're playing?
Well, even Breath of the Wild, even, like... I feel like if you... Depending on your brightness and shit. But anyways...
in handheld mode, for sure, yeah.
Well, that's the
So,
only time you worry about battery.
The,
but yeah.
the only thing that if you got it plugged in, though,
Well, yeah,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying?
then it's infinite battery life.
yeah.
The Switch is king.
I did pay more than $480 because I know AliExpress, I know Alibaba. If you've ever bought anything from there, as you're about to find out, shipping times can be obnoxious.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying. Yeah,
It
I
can
got
be
minimum 2 weeks.
anywhere
from
from-
minimum to 2 weeks to 6 months.
Yes, it can be as long as 6 months. I knew that. I've bought things from AliExpress. I paid a lot of money for basically like 2 weeks shipping.
Dude, let me tell you, all the fucking figures I buy
Yeah.
from Japan, if
Yeah.
you don't pay like $40 in shipping, sometimes it's cheaper depending, but some places I order from free shipping's like 4 months, and then it's like immediately at least $30 if you want it in 2 weeks. So
The option that
I'm with
I
you.
had was essentially 2 weeks shipping for like an extra $100.
damn.
Now, I had just gotten paid. I was feeling good.
So it was like 600, but
It was
because of the
close to
shipping.
6, yeah. But the cool thing about it was, as soon as he got the order, he like said something to me in the message, and after about a week, he started sending me videos of the unit, like playing like God of War or like playing San Andreas, and like showing me like, this is working. This is what I can't tell if he actually has a few on back order and he's like
Showing
making
you,
them,
yeah.
or he's like, this is the unit that I made. This one's working. I'm going to send it to you. And I basically had it within, like, I think I had it like 2 or 3 days before the expected date.
What shipping did he use?
What do you
DHL?
think? DHL. Yeah.
There's
And it
like
showed,
EMS sometimes I get.
like, like totally like covered in tape. It went
DHL's
through
insane
customs.
sometimes, man. Sometimes I've had stuff that's like, it'll be here in a week, and it's like in 2 days. It's
Yeah,
there.
They don't, yeah.
They hustle, dude.
They do, for sure. It's a total toss-up, though.
Yeah. But
but-
it's like FedEx is always like, maybe we'll be on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. FedEx might just throw your package in the woods, but it got here. You load it with this. Sean helped me load the games. Some of them don't work, but I think you just have to like find the right ISO.
So, I mean, the problem with ROMs is that there are fucked up versions. So, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul, I had a ROM that was like, it had an extra like splash screen before the game starts that people added in that was like, thanks to so-and-so
For
for
ripping
dumping
this,
this
yeah.
ROM. Yeah. And
I've
so, like,
never seen that.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
there,
an old,
there are
like,
dirty,
DOS
there are
thing.
dirty ROMs out there, and like a lot of the times you'll get unclean or fully dumped ROMs that end up,
Well, I was going to say, sometimes depending, at least when I use the PSP, sometimes there were like different formats you could do.
Yeah.
And sometimes if they had been like converted back and forth, it wasn't done like correctly or whatever. And then like it's basically like compressing and uncompressing, but maybe you lost a file that isn't important in that format.
Yeah, I saw a lot of when I was looking at emulating PSP on that, and like when I was trying to use, I hate the fucking name, PPSSPP on my Android.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, some games run totally fine. But when I was looking it up, they were like, if you have this file, use this application to convert it to this to make it work. And I was like, why? Like, why the fuck do we not just have like every ROM site should just have like this version, or
Yeah, I
file
mean-
type, this file type, right? We already have it for English, Japanese, fucking French, German, every language. Why are we not doing that for the file types that each emulator runs? Seems silly to me. Most of them are all the same now. Like, well, not now, but like for retro, like GameGears.gg, Gameboys.gba, you know, .gbc.
Yeah, I don't know much about the .iso
but
file.
It's that is like
image
file. Yeah, disk image file. So like Windows machines,
if
when you burn Windows, like
if you burn a game for Windows, it's ISO.
ISO, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, so I would say this feels stupid and I feel like a child, but I got this to play basically one game.
Need for Speed
Underground 2. I've talked about it a billion times.
One of your favorites, dude.
It plays like a gem.
Yeah.
And it looks good. And the screen, the screen's not perfect.
But
dude,
it
runs like it did.
So
and that's huge.
The thing I will say, man, is I think it's a different experience, right? Like playing this
on the hardware,
on the original hardware plus an upgraded screen. Like the pixels are super clear. Like now that I plug this into, or any Game Boy game into the TV, it's all fuzzy, right? Like I'm not running it on a CRT.
Yeah.
But that is probably very much like I've tried my best to optimize the hardware for the display to make it look as best as I can. And I think that is what is, I guess, what I appreciate the most about modded consoles. So
it's hard because I plugged my PS2 into my 4K television and it looks like shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like using the Game Boy player looks like ass.
That's what I was gonna say. If you on your computer, maybe not on your Mac, but on like Sean and I on our computers, we could emulate whatever Game Boy game. I don't know. And I mean, either you make the window this big or you're playing it full screen and it just, looks like ass. And any handheld thing we've done, I mean, you can play on your phone, but then it's touchscreen, or do you use a controller and then it feels like there's a whole lot that goes into it. It wasn't made to play on those. So when you have original hardware, even that's obviously not like quote unquote the original PlayStation experience, but it's the same hardware. It's on a screen that is
I think
best
it's a
optimized. Yeah. He probably tried to pick the best display that would fit the device to make it work the best, right? Like a 7-inch display at 720p is probably perfect for playing PS2 games
it's
at
like the
1x
Switch
resolution, right? Like it's the same exact fucking thing. Battery life is a huge component, and when you want to upscale, you have to emulate, right? So you have to do something like 720 because that's the maximum that I think. No, CRTs were what, 360. I think 720p and 720. Was there 720? 720
Bro, I don't
1080i.
Yeah, there is. Interlaced.
So interlaced, which is not true.
Yeah, I use it for TV.
Because I think that's because it displays better on a older television.
Yeah, it's chopped in a certain way that was better for CRT pixels.
Yep. That's
they
exactly
were a lot
right.
larger.
That's exactly right. Anyway, he probably picked a display that worked the best with PS2 at the time, or whenever he was designing this. I think it's a crazy thing. Like Shank Mods is someone I watch on YouTube quite a bit. Like a lot of those people who do like
I've seen like the Wii like handheld
the Kill Me.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well,
I've watched a lot
of videos. A Wii put into a Altoids tin.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. But I mean, that was just like, I'm gonna do it, right? Like, and that's their and I feel like I'm never gonna get to that point with these, but like that's how it feels. Like it's a fucking rabbit hole. I did one fucking IPS swap, shell swap, button swap, and now I can't. Stop thinking about it. But it's the same thing with Gundam,
shit. I was gonna say,
right, dude?
As soon as you started the model kit, you were like, "I'm in, dude. I've made 10 already." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So I'm halfway through a model kit. I figured I will take a break from this, order the parts from China. It's going to take me 2 weeks. That's enough time to finish the model kit. Come on those Game Boys, sell them, hopefully make enough money to make another one.
Yeah, that would be a good way to do it, is to only make them as often as you can based on the profit.
I think that I really feel like I'd like to keep the Game Boy Color. Like, and that's what sucks. Because I feel like it's gonna look so good. But
I mean, buy a Game Boy Color and do it. Find one. I mean, if you camp out enough, find a broken one. I mean, I know you've been looking on eBay, but that's why
it's hard, man. It's hard. People are hawks on there, man. Like, I'll put in a fucking bid, and it's like, oh, you've already been outbid. Someone's already.
You can set it up to auto go up.
Yeah, I know
until,
that, but like,
do you know how computers work?
I don't want to do that. Like, that's the thing. Like, I see it, it's like $20. I'm like, all right, well, 21, and it's like, I've been outbid. 22. All right, you've been outbid.
Check out
I'm
Mercari.
like 40. It's like 40.
Check out Mercari. I'm serious.
Yeah, I have looked on there a little bit.
They have. I mean, they're not as often as eBay for sure, but
I'm just
sorry. Go ahead.
Yahoo auctions, stuff like that. But
I should try other things other than
Goodwill.
eBay.
I'm just saying
they
that
actually have like online Goodwill
not ours.
store.
Okay.
It took me like a year to get a PlayStation Vita for a price I was willing to pay.
What did you pay? Can I ask?
I got $90, but it came with like a 64 gigabyte memory card, which those are like proprietary. So if you were to buy one like new from anywhere, it was already like $60 or something. Came with a case, like grip, screen protector, and couple of games for $90.
I want a lime green one. There's a Japanese version, PS Vita.
So get the PS Vita. Go ahead and get the PS Vita, but buy me a fucking Game Boy mod.
Yeah, no, I
and the parts.
No, I will say,
I for sure, I'd like to do that.
Honestly, like pick the colors.
This is dope. I'm into it.
The Vita is awesome, but I would look because if there aren't that many Vita games you want, there's better things to buy. Because same thing they did with the PSP, except earlier they made it. They put out a couple first-party games and abandoned it, and it's like 90% JRPGs and visual novels. Pretty much is what the goods in the library are.
The PS Vita.
It's so hard.
The
to find
PS Vita has
games.
some good game, like Stardew's on there, but it's not the most recent version of Stardew. Like that's the problem with the Vita is that. Like Steve said,
I mean, there's a lot of indie games like Stardew, but
abandoned. It's honestly abandonware.
They have like Uncharted and like Tearaway, like a couple first-party games.
Is there a Ratchet and Clank game?
I don't even know if there's one on the Vita.
It was supposed to be more like a device for playing your PlayStation, right? Like your
I mean, that wasn't like the intention, but you can remote play a PS4 with it.
All right, well that's how I felt that.
They just fucking same thing they did with the PSP. They're like, hey, we don't really, this isn't doing as well as we thought because we did proprietary memory cards and all that jazz. But I do think I still have your PSP.
Oh, really?
If you want that.
Damn, dude, other PSP mods? New IPS display?
Probably. Let me, we can talk about them more.
Okay, actually, there are PSP or PS Vita mods. No, it was a whole front place swap that I saw.
No, leave the Vita alone.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
those screens
the
are good.
Vita has an IPS display already.
The Vita is OLED, brother.
No, actually, yes.
Hold on.
It's OLED display. There are certain models of it that are OLED.
The original model that's the one I have because OLED's beast.
Yes.
Dude, it's beastly. I just want to say, if you are thinking about doing if you want a PS2 portable, there's two options. I would say if you're like, holy shit, I'm seeing this clip and I want to buy that. Look on AliExpress. I will try. If you want to buy one, I'll try to put the link in the description for this actual listing. He has a number of colors, which is cool. I just wanted to stick with black. There's also a guy on Etsy that does it, but he does it every time you order. He like does it based on what orders came in, and he's swamped with orders. So that's why I bought this. I think it's a great investment if you love PS2. I have been playing Hit and Run. I know we probably texted or Discord talked about it.
You told us in person.
Did you play? Have you ever played Simpsons
briefly.
Hit and Run? Dude, honestly, such a fucking good game. I played it a little bit. I think I rented it when I was a kid from the Buster. And dude, it's just one of those games. It's really easy to get into. They've got the entire voice acting cast in the game, or as much as they could get. And dude, it's just really good. It's really good. And so yeah, if you got $500 to throw around and you're into PS2s, like this is, in my opinion, the way to play this now. Like I can sit on the couch and watch something and not have to, which is just
I mean,
a nightmare.
I will say it's been a pain in the. It's been kind of cool to have a reverse switch. Like that's how I feel like this cartridge is, right? you probably feel the same way, but except you don't have the Game Boy.
When you say reverse
player.
Switch, what do you mean? Like Nintendo
This,
Switch?
like Nintendo Switch, right? Like this is like a reverse Nintendo Switch. I'm putting a cartridge in my GameCube player or my Game Boy Advance, right? And all of my saves are on this versus having the Switch, which is all of my saves
It's
on the
just
Switch.
fucking funny. The reverse Switch. It's just
That's
you
how
can
it
play
feels,
them on
though.
the TV. I
That's
know,
how
but
it feels,
because you
though.
have to like
Yeah.
unplug and plug in
The-
instead
the
of putting
thing-
the console
The
in.
thing that sucks, though, is exactly what you're talking about. The inability to turn the console on remotely, inability to change the game remotely, unless you're using this.
But
Right?
even then, you got to like get up and reset it.
No, not even.
Oh, that
This
you-
has this one. Yours,
can't,
you
yeah.
wouldn't be able to, but I would because I have the ability to boot with that add-on to reset the console and go back to the main screen. So, it's just weird to me to think like. I was saying that in the Discord. Like, you should join the Discord, please, because we need more activity in there. And join the Discord. But like to have this technology when we were into the Game Boy would have been crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I remember paying $90 in high school for that. Right? Like
How
this
much
tiny
is
little
that?
fucking no. I paid $90 for an 8 gigabyte micro SD card. This is a
That's
32
32.
gigabyte.
Okay.
And you know, like to me to think about like how we don't like how this didn't exist at the time. We had the flash cart or R4 for the DS,
yeah.
which was great for Animal Crossing. Where is that, dude? We don't
I
have
think
it
I
anymore.
let someone borrow it and never got
What,
it back.
did it look
is
like
what
that?
I think.
And it
No.
went into the DS?
Well, it said R4 on it. It was gold.
It was a Game Boy. It was a
R4
DS
Gold.
cartridge, and it had a. You could put a micro SD card in it. It had like the top was a little bigger, thicker,
Yeah.
so that you could.
But yeah, so we would hack Animal Crossing or whatever. But like that was the extent. Like it wasn't like, okay, let me load ROMs onto my
No,
SP. I don't
it had
know that I
ROMs.
could. But for the SP,
no. I mean, the DS it had ROMs.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like for the Nintendo
Yeah.
Nintendo SP, I don't think there was or has been until the EverDrive and this something you could. Well, I mean, there was flash carts. I mean, I guess it really.
I don't know. I've not looked into when the first flash card for Game Boy was
It just
made, but
feels like it's
I get what you're saying.
It's crazy to me that like we have that technology now, and like having this as a child, I would have fucking shit my pants.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like when the DS and the PSP, like when I was
yeah,
putting
dude, you
ROMs on
got
there.
way more into modding than I ever did because I feel like
Software.
I kind of fell out. I feel like I fell out of playing video games a little bit because you had the PSP, you
I had
got a
the Wii,
3DS, the Wii.
Found out the PS2 dad bought had a mod chip in it.
Yep.
The Portuguese one,
Yeah.
right?
Where
it
the
was,
fuck
it was,
is that?
I think it
dude?
was
It's
Irish.
gone.
It was just that we had a like Portuguese or something like
Portuguese
Spanish
version of
GTA. San
GTA.
Andreas.
Oh, that's right.
We have that. I think it's in your garage, man.
It's not,
We
dude.
gotta.
I looked.
I was gonna say we.
I swear to God, dude, I gave it to Tanner, and I've never seen it again.
Either way, Tanner, where's it at? But
Tanner, just go ahead and find it.
yeah, I don't
was
know,
gonna
man. I
say
mean,
something. I can't remember what it was.
Well,
I'm trying to think. What were you just talking about before that?
I don't know if
Do you
flashcards
did you
are
have
cool.
something
Would be
to say?
when you're
flashcards,
kids.
having them in the fucking like having this in the time that I would like. I remember us. The reason we don't have a lot of the games, I feel like, is because we traded them in.
Yeah, we did. I definitely lost some or let friends borrow some for
Yeah.
sure, which is
Yeah,
a shame. Like, there's a couple PSP games that I wish I never let someone borrow because they were great and they're
Yeah.
expensive now. But
And also, those were discs, man. Like those were covered, but they were discs.
yeah, that was a weird thing they did. But
It's a cool idea, but like that is a fucking disc with an opening that you could scratch. Very
they were
easily.
very scratched. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the ones I had because I'd like try to put so many games into a pouch.
Yeah.
Like it was
would
the
just
little UMD,
press-
the plastic on top would break in the disc and then it still worked, but you could pop it out and pop the disc out if you like pushed
Oh
on
my
it.
god. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, the thing that I will say, the thing that has pissed me off the most about retro games and collections, and like she's never gonna watch this. I bought Danielle.
Not an hour 16 in.
Yeah, sure.
Not.
She's never gonna watch this. It's supposed to
I'm
be
gonna
shipping
skip 2
soon.
hours.
It's supposed to be shipping soon. I bought her a copy of Soup. So she was like, I play this game on the Game Boy Color. I can't remember what it was. It was a Mario game, and I was like, there was
Super
not
Mario
that many.
Deluxe.
Yeah, there was not that many Mario games for the Game
It
Boy
was
Color.
what, Mario Land?
No, it was Super Mario Deluxe, which was just the NES version of the original fucking Super Mario's game.
I thought it had
Just, like,
another.
weirdly
There was like
ported.
an extra mode you had, like
it had
it
like
was
the Mario arcade game.
Yes.
I think like with the pipes and.
Yep, exactly. So it had like the original game plus something for Game Boy Color. Me and Steve had it. It was a clear cartridge. She was like, I play this Mario game like on Game Boy. Do you have it? And I was like, what game is it? She was like, it's a Game Boy Color. And I was
I don't like
so
any of our color games.
I fucking downloaded the ROM and I was like, is this it? And she was like, yeah, oh my God, this is the fucking game. So yeah, I did buy a copy of it. That's kind of why I want to keep the color so she could play that game. But it's
Is
like
it
one
like a birthday
fucking
soon
game
or something?
No.
No, dude, I do that shit with Matt.
No.
No, you
it's
you
not.
just buy random
But yeah, no, I
shit.
mean, it was like, I was like, holy shit, like that is a nostalgic game for her. Like there's so many games that we held on to. Dude, our Fusion copy is
It's fucked.
fucking
Yeah.
destroyed. Like
Yeah, the sticker's fucked up.
our Metroid, I think we both had a copy too, didn't we?
We had to have.
Because I thought we all sat around and played it at Adam's house. Anyway,
I don't know where a lot of
Zero
our,
Mission looks fine.
Yeah.
Like this one looks perfect. But Fusion is half
Yeah,
the
it's
stickers
probably
gone,
my copy, bro.
destroyed, like fucking.
It's like, how does that even happen?
That's
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying. It's
saying. In
probably
and
mine.
out and in and out of the console. Like
yeah, well, it must have just been like one accident, you know?
I don't know. My Crystal version's half peeled off. Well, I think it's our Crystal version. I think that's the only one we had after Gold and Silver. I think we sold them both for Crystal. Anyway, I don't know, man. I think retro gaming sucks. I mean, I feel like that's been my topic of the day. Like that's what I wanted to convey. Is like
fuck retro gaming. Is
it
what you
sucks
just said.
it sucks like so. Okay, I've been emulating for years, and I've beaten Mega Man 1 like 4 times emulated.
0.
Yes,
Mega Man 0?
Mega Man 0 1, the first one, emulated like 4 times. But it's so much better to play on original hardware. I wish I had Metroid 1 or Mega Man 0 1 and Mega Man 0 4. I sold those 2, I think. I think I sold them because I had beaten them. And I have 2 and 3 still.
Yeah, we were dumb.
But like that's what I guess is the most frustrating thing is like
You could never have the forethought, though.
I know that, but like it just
Especially
fucking
at a young
sucks.
age.
It
GameStop's fucking
sucks.
predatory. Like trade them in to get
Yeah.
games, and mom would be like, "Well, you know, if you traded in some games, you could buy it yourself." You know.
Yeah, I mean, so that was the thing. Like I remember trading in so
Dude, we
many
went-
games.
We went in with like a stack of GameCube games,
Yeah.
and got like there was one time where it was like the more you traded in, the more money you got. So we got as many as we could, and there were games like Fire Emblem, which is like very fucking expensive now.
It's $200. So we had that fucking game. I never beat that game. I got like two fucking levels in, whatever you want to call that, in a Fire Emblem game,
Yeah,
and never turned it on again.
and I got that for Sean. You know.
Yeah.
Can't believe you got rid of it. You know, no, I'm kidding. To be fair, I only got it because you liked Roy and Smash, and you liked Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Tactics,
dude. I mean,
so
like,
hey, maybe.
it honestly,
Roy's not
I
even
think,
in it.
I think I would have loved that game now, and that's what makes me so mad about retro gaming. It's like I had all these. We had the NES, we had the Game Gear. I did just talk to somebody.
I did not know you guys had the Game Gear, by the way.
Yes.
That was like you told me that before we walked in here. I had no idea about
So
that.
I had my uncle.
That thing
Sean.
took like 40 fucking.
It was
big
six,
ass 9
six
And it lasted
AA
like
batteries.
1
and
minute.
it lasted like 2 hours. My uncle Sean gave us the NES and the Game Gear. He was done with them, and that was our original game consoles. New Hampshire to Virginia. That's where they lasted. The Game Gear I remember in Virginia, and then we got the N64 for Christmas. and then like the next day realized that the two consoles that we had, the NES and the Game Gear, were gone. Right?
I don't remember that.
Was it Papa?
No. Well, yeah, my mom and dad were like, we're going to sell the old consoles to get you the new one, right?
Ah.
And so I think it was up until the GameCube when I said, you can't do this anymore.
No, it was after she sold the N64 when we got the GameCube that we were like...
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. When we
Yeah.
got the GameCube, I said, you can't do it anymore. Like, you just sold the N64 and all those games I'll never play again. To
And the
get
Wii-
the GameCube, which is great, right? I'm happy,
Yeah.
but...
The Wii was backwards compatible, so we were like, we got
that's
the
what-
games, but I thought our GameCube...
We got rid of the GameCube. We did end up selling the GameCube, and that's why you bought me the second one.
Yeah.
I just figured out what I was gonna say. Finish your topic, and I'm.
It's just, it
ask.
sucks to like know
Yeah, we had a
that I've
great game.
we had a
lineup.
lot of good games.
Do you like? What are some? Can you tell me some that I maybe not have?
Have you
talked
played Glover?
about? Wait, I have Glover.
All right, have you played
Dude,
it?
my fucking
Okay,
collection is
so-
nutty.
I was gonna say
I'm almost at 200.
I don't
Yeah.
think that we
Glover?
had any that you probably.
Yeah, you probably have most of
Yeah.
them now. Quest 64.
Which
I
I
don't think we
started
had
to
Quest
play,
64.
dude. I don't know
We
how to get
rented
past
it.
like the first level without dying.
Yeah, it's
It's
hard.
hard as fuck.
It's a hard game. Quest 64 it was one that I like remember wanting to fucking play and like
not very
wanting
good.
to own. It's not. Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna be good, and then it's not.
Glover, sucky fucking shitty
Which
game.
Bomberman did you guys have?
Bomberman Hero.
Heroes.
Which one is the expensive one? That's because
Probably
I've got.
Bomberman Hero, I would say. But Bomberman
I think I have
64.
64.
Yeah, I would say Bomberman 64 is probably the more common. Bomberman Hero was not a typical Bomberman game, which is why I think we liked it the most.
It's like a platformer almost with
Yeah.
like throw bombs and shit.
But it was also like 3D straightforward, not 2D or flat down. Like
Did you
top
guys
down.
ever play Ogre Battle?
yeah, I haven't
I
beaten
didn't.
it, but
I just purchased that yesterday.
it's like Tactics Ogre.
It
Yeah.
was incredibly expensive, but it was undervalued. I went to Winchester and
Yes.
I bought a bunch of titles. I got the complete Star Wars saga on DS, which I thought was cool because they just released the other
The
one.
complete Lego Star
Lego,
Wars.
sorry.
Yeah.
And I got Ogre Battle. It was 129.
It's not.
It's a good
Is
game.
it Tactics Ogre? Is it
No,
the same thing?
Ogre Battle was N64, but I think it might be in the same like Tactics Ogre series. I can't remember. I mean,
Yeah,
I would
because
think so.
I started Tactics Ogre and I liked that. So that
Tactics
might be-
Ogre is good.
Do you not like? Did you not like it?
I haven't tried it. I've had it for 24 hours.
Okay, well,
I've never. I didn't even know
if it's a
about it.
tactics game, you might not like it.
It's like the moving space, like kind of like
Yes.
a chessboard a little bit.
Yeah, I find those
4D
games to
chess.
be super fun because there's a lot. It is chess. It's like very mind game. Like you have a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon.
It's in the same series.
It's kind of like Pokemon to me because like it's your turn. You can take your time. You don't need to rush. You can have a decision already made, but it's on a 3D scale where like you can't just like, I'm gonna.
It's not
attack
just
that
isolate.
Pokemon.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to like actually move.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chess part to it, basically,
Yeah.
where you
So,
gotta
like,
move the
it-
pieces.
It feels more like.
Tactical
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's really the word. It's a tactical
RPG.
RPG.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I just picked that up for an absurd amount of
Love
money.
to play it.
It's going
I'd
for
like
I think 140. I got it for like 125. I think. That was one of the topper. That was one of the like probably top 50 expensive ones. I saw it. I got Buck Bumble. I got
Is that in the
Magical.
closet?
Yeah, they're all in there.
You're like me, man. All of the expensive things are in my closet.
Yeah. So yesterday I spent about $400 on N64 titles, which we went out there. I don't care. I got a bonus a few weeks ago. So
You don't need to justify spending the money, brother. You
Hey,
don't
man.
have
Buck
to tell me
Bumble,
that.
Rampage
I understand.
2,
Rampage 2.
Great.
a,
game.
like a no-name racing game called Roadsters. I got a boxed CIB version of Magical Tetris Quest, like the Disney version. It's a super dope box. Can you grab it? It should be on the like. It's probably behind Banjo, maybe. Yep. Wow. Isn't that the weirdest N64 box you've ever seen? And it's made by Capcom.
That's pretty crazy. That is cool.
Because
Capcom.
usually,
So that's
There's
the
a big
Minish Cap,
thing.
man.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Minish
that
Cap
reminds
was
me.
Capcom.
You didn't know that?
usually they have a big stripe here, but it's actually like opaque. $59.99. I think that was $10 or $20 under CIB value, and I was just like, it's so fucking dope. Like these boxes, the fact that they are still in this condition after 25 years, I think 1996. It's insane. And they had a bunch of CIB. They had a
Yeah,
Mario
man,
Kart
that's
CIB,
crazy.
Dude, that's CIB joint.
but that was like $1.50, and so I was like,
Oh yeah, I would not have gotten the Mario Kart.
but
Dude,
Ogre Battle's there if you want to look at it behind PGA second level. I got a few others. I can't.
are your
remember.
other ones downstairs?
No, they're in the gray. Those gray boxes on top are literally full of N64 games.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can you still
just
hear me?
pulled the mic off the table for
I hope
those.
we got that on camera. It fell off the whole table. I spent a bunch of money, but on the way back, I told you guys this. I think before we played last week, that Maddie and I have this connection to Fallout 3 because it's when we met.
Yeah.
Actually, I've told you on Stardew, and I was thinking about it because I really want to play that game, Fallout 3. Such an incredible game.
I think I might have that.
I have like 4 Game of the Year editions, so I don't need it.
I have a 360.
All I could think about was Skyrim got a port to the Switch. Why,
'cause they
in your
put
opinion, did Fallout 3 not get a port to the Switch?
No one cares about Fallout in comparison to Elder Scrolls.
Fallout 3?
Look, man.
Fallout's following is nowhere near as big as Elder Scrolls.
Also, look, they ported
I
Skyrim
think
to
that's
everything,
true.
so
Yeah.
But dude,
they have-
Fallout
They have
3,
Skyrim
man.
on the Alexa.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to reverse.
clearly
It's gonna be like
Skyrim's numbers are clearly bigger. Just they wouldn't have re-released it so many times. But I don't know. I mean, people had always said like, why not? Why wouldn't they do that?
I think it could. I think it could handle it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a question of that.
Is
I
that
mean,
something you would want though? I guess it's kind of the question I'm posing.
I will say this: I am pretty like done with replaying games unless I'm super like.
Did you not love Fallout 3?
I mean, I did, but I have so many games to play. I'm not gonna get. Like, I made the mistake of getting Skyrim on the Switch because I was so excited to play anything on the Switch. I was so hyped on the hardware.
Maddie bought it for me too. Yeah, I get
it's
it.
fun, but I was just like,
No, dude, this is a great game.
You gotta
yeah,
have
but-
it on Switch. I
know,
just feel like
but
you have to.
I'm just saying at this point, I probably wouldn't buy Skyrim again on the Switch. I'm done with the magic of the Switch being the reason to buy a game.
Fallout 3
Fair.
gets a release on the Switch. Do you buy it?
No.
Dude, Mason, honestly, you could probably run it on the computer that I fucking gave you. That has a dedicated GPU.
Yeah. The big thing is I don't want to have to plug in my Xbox or Xbox
Okay.
One.
That has an HDMI out, plug it into your TV, run it at 1080, sit far away, you'll be fine. You can pair an
with my
Xbox controller. Yep. Steam.
Yeah.
You think it'll be able to run that?
Honestly, dude,
Go to
I
a
could
System
run
Requirements Lab.
I could run Oblivion on the HP that I had with no dedicated GPU at the time that I was playing Oblivion.
Same engine.
I'm 90% sure that's the same engine.
I mean, they always just update their engine. I don't know if it's exactly the same as Oblivion.
Yeah,
but,
that's a good idea. That's a
So
good idea.
honestly, it's probably $10 on Steam.
Okay, but
probably on Game Pass.
if Fallout 3 comes out on Switch, do you buy it?
Not this late in the game.
Really?
I think-
dude,
I
that's
think-
surprising.
no, I mean,
did
because
I
the
like
thing-
this game more than
Dude,
you?
No, no,
I
no,
wouldn't buy
no.
Skyrim again either if it was today. Like, there's
yes,
just
Yeah,
today.
but-
So if they released it, like
they already
I think,
released
like
it.
Steve said, if they had already done it when they did Skyrim, if they released them
Yeah.
both, I would have bought them both.
100%. But now I'm not buying old games on
Why?
the Switch because I have too many fucking games to play.
I already own it for PC. I already own it for Xbox. Now the
that's-
Switch is
yeah,
almost
you
dead.
have- okay, see, I think that's the divide. Is that I don't have until literally last week have a ready-made way to play it. Like obviously I could break out the Xbox, but like it's such a fucking hassle.
Yeah.
Like
But,
compared to the Switch,
yeah,
it's such a hassle.
No, I agree, but with Sean. But even if I didn't have it on PC, like Sean probably has my Xbox copy, I probably would not turn around and even consider playing that game again right now. I have too many games I need to play.
So
I just really want to play.
I know, but
so
that's
I would
what it
say
is.
get it for Steam, dude. Get it on Steam. It's probably $10, $16 tops.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it's any more than that.
I guarantee it'll run on that computer with an Xbox controller.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I felt like because they were able to port Skyrim, I strongly feel that
they
could
should.
do it.
I'm sure they can.
Would
I
have,
just
they
don't
should
think
have, but I don't think people like Fallout as much as they like Skyrim because it's nuclear war versus like magical, like nuclear
Fantasy
Fallout. Yeah, I mean
RPG.
it's very much like Elder Scrolls has a much wider audience. I feel like anyone who likes Game of Thrones
See,
or
that
Harry Potter
surprises
or
me.
anything that's magical is going. But Fallout is very much like we fucked up and Earth is destroyed.
Yeah, but it's a shooter.
But
I mean, barely,
again.
dude.
That's
So
your shooter.
Danielle will probably never play a Fallout game, but likes Elder Scrolls games because it's not a first-person shooter. It's magic. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
It's not guns. I try to explain like it makes it so much easier, right? Like
Dude,
you don't
it's
have to fucking
incredible.
shoot. Like you barely have to fucking shoot.
Yeah, but that's
people.
why I'm saying it's
That's why
not a
it's Game of the
first-person
Year.
shooter.
It's not,
Good
yeah.
luck playing that as a fucking first-person shooter.
Yeah.
When you run out of VATS and you're sitting there like, what gun can I just fucking blast until
Like,
I fucking
point blank.
get VATS back up?
the fucking markers, like anyway.
I just kamikaze when I run out of VATS. I go in there with the fucking
Just waste
terrible
so much
shotgun
ammo.
and just blast.
Yeah,
Dude.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm nostalgic for it. I haven't played.
I
it
understand.
in almost a decade.
I've just very much
Tanner and I really
resigned
love
myself to not replay any game unless I'm like that. Like I want to go replay Dark Souls 3 because I never played the DLC, and I started trying to do that right before I got on Final Fantasy 14, so I never played that again.
Yeah.
But I would like to go replay those games, and I'm like, or I could just finally beat something else.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that's me now. Is like I want to go back and play all the games that we didn't beat.
I get that, but that's what I mean is like,
Yeah, so maybe it'll be like 20 more years. You'll want to play Dark Souls 3 again.
Speaking of games, this
Speaking of
this
games.
is an idea. Speaking of this vague as fuck. Speaking of
On
playing
this
old
podcast
games,
about video games,
really quickly because we're at $1.30. I don't
Yeah.
mind. I don't mind.
I gotta fucking go get dinner.
So I've been watching a guy named ThaBeast, and he's been beating every N64 game, randomly selected. How crazy would it be if we played through the library of N64 games once I got close to completing it?
Well, that would be fun, but
It's a lot of
We
time.
would need.
Well, it wouldn't be beating it. It would just be playing them.
yeah,
So
okay.
like
So we
one
would-
week of Stardew would be 1 week of like playing Mario Kart, or one
Yeah.
week of
Yeah.
playing Ogre Battle.
I would be down.
Take,
I
like,
think
6
we would,
years, but I'm
I think
down.
we would probably want to do
296 weeks. 52 divided by
We would
roughly.
probly want
Is
to
that
do
3 years?
Roughly
multiplayer
six.
games. Probably every
6
other.
years.
52 or 50
296.
times 6 is 300, so it's
And
roughly
it's minus 1
Hey, man,
week
it's a lot of
every time,
content.
right? It's 1 week we're missing out of that every month. No,
Two a
I'd be down to. I'd be down to
3
play
a
some-
week.
we skip
need-
some
we would need-
games.
we
we get
would-
it in 2 years.
We would need a capture card.
We'll make it work.
No,
okay?
yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean the logistics of it. Sure, you're just asking us like, does that?
I
I mean,
mean,
I would
does
be.
that-
I would be down. I
I'm
think.
just saying,
I think
I'm
that
just
there
saying.
are probably games that like 4-player or 3-player, even like Crystal Chronicles. I think would be crazy for us to play.
It's
Four
GameCube.
Swords.
It's GameCube.
Yeah, I know that. We
Oh,
own
dude,
those
that's
games.
probably expensive. Oh, you own it?
We
Yeah.
own both of those games.
GameCube stuff is.
We have 2
fucking
copies.
nutty
We
right
have
now.
2 copies of.
Dude, let's
fucking
play
Crystal
Pokemon
Chronicles.
Box.
Um.
That's a. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. It's the trading. how to
Pokemon
get-
Box is
how do you
essentially
get
the
your-
most expensive GameCube game right now because it was so limited. People didn't have it. It's basically just it's like a Pokemon storage device for GameCube. It's like
Pass.
it goes for like bare minimum $1,500.
We didn't have that.
You didn't. I don't think many people had it.
Anyway. I don't know, guys.
All right, Sean's hungry. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Come hungry, leave happy.
We're going to be back on Stardew probably next week. If you have
Yeah.
any input on the show or the gaming, or if you like us or hate us, or if you want to tell us you don't like our Dexter thoughts, or the fact that we talk about Donkey, or anything that people
do we
talk
get hate for
about,
that?
Kingdom Hearts.
Join us on Discord. If you want to talk,
Join
about
us
that
on
stuff.
Discord and tell us all about how much you feel about that.
Come back in a month,
hate us.
and I'll talk about how I beat Elder Scrolls and Kirby, and hopefully I beat something else by then. So
All right.
Kirby for Switch.
yep,
I thought
You
you
have
beat
to
it.
let me-
You beat it.
I did.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
let me
basically
borrow it.
technically I'm on the post game, but
I'm playing Nightmare in Dreamland for Game Boy Advance, which is
it's a
pretty
good
fun.
game.
Yeah. Anyway,
I am not playing anything. Okay, goodbye.
later.
Debuff is hosted by me, Steve Skeels, edited and mixed by Mason Carlton. Follow us on Instagram at DebuffPod. That's DebuffPod. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.